Well, John, how was it coming back in this week on the back of back-to-back victories again and an away win, the second one of the season?
Yeah, it's been good. There's been a lot of positivity around the place, as you'd imagine, but we've got to make sure that we balance that off with, staying on top of things and making sure that we don't get carried away with what's been a good week. But that's all it is, and we've put ourselves in a better position than we were 7 days ago. But we've got to crack on. We've got to make sure that we're equally as hungry going into the next set of games as we were going into those.
Callum Lang likely to miss the rest of the season, as you've said in the press. How much a blow is that for the team and for himself as well?
Yeah, it's a massive blow, and Callum's been one of the outstanding players this season. I think he's going to end up with 30 odd starts, sort of 10 goals. Really good return for, first of all, a side that's been at the bottom of the league for so long, and a player that I think has had his best season at this level or at any level. And really pleased for Lang he's been able to do that. Gutted that he has ended up injured, but it's one of those things. We've got a huge amount out of him, and we just have to make sure that we move on. And for Callum, it's focused on next year.
And the nature of the Championship and how relentless the schedule is. It's as sad as that news is. It's now time for someone else to step into that role and step up for the team.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. There's no point in dwelling on it. We've had the injury. There's plenty of other options now that we've got in the building to come in and fill in for him, and that was a big part of what we were trying to achieve in January, making sure that if we did have any injuries to those key players, that we have players able to step up into those roles. So there's plenty that we can sort of be sad about with not being able to see Callum for the rest of the year. We've got to move on, and other players have got to step up.
QPR at home Saturday. I suppose it shows just how crazy the Championship is in terms of when you look at the position they're in compared to when we played them in October.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that doesn't surprise me because of what Marty did with QPR last season and how good a coach that we all know he is, and some of the players that they've got in the building, and they've got a really good run of form going at the moment. I think since we played them, their form has been excellent. I think it's 10 wins in 17, and they've propelled themselves up to a side that's really challenging for the playoffs. So we watched them the other night, went down to Loftus Road to see them against Derby. Really good performance, comprehensive win, and it's going to be a really tough test, I think, against a side that are looking upwards in the table.
What are you expecting from them? What are their main threats, do you think?
All round very good. I think you've got a front four that's in brilliant form at the moment. The two wingers, it's the first time I got to see the right winger last week, the lad on loan from Spurs. Really excellent performance. I think Chair does a very good job as a 10, and Frey is a real good handful, and they've also got options underneath that with the likes of Smith coming in. So they have that at the front end of the pitch, and a very solid backline, good goalkeeper. So with that and with some of the options they've got, I think they're a real threat.
Injury news, what's the latest there?
We've got Cass returned to full training this week, which is really positive. We've picked up no other injuries from the game of the weekend apart from Callum. But yeah, so we've got a decent enough squad going into the game, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Obviously a huge victory last Saturday. How much momentum can you take from that into what is a big game at Fratton Park on Saturday?
I want us to take a lot of confidence from actually seeing a game out away from home, but we've had a good week overall. We had the Sheffield United performance, which was one of our best of the season, followed up by two performances which weren't quite at the level, but we got 6 points from those two. So we should take a fair bit of confidence going into it, but also know that it's going to be a different test and a different challenge. And whilst we've been very good at Fratton and we've had a lot of success there, it's not, sides aren't going to come here and roll over. We have to make sure we do all the right things and earn the win.